Can your child in care cost you your career? The answer might shock you. You may have concluded that having your child under the custody of the government, being in care by the Child Protection Service, is the worst that could happen. Wait until your boss discovers that your child now is under the custody of the Child Protection Service. Welcome to this episode. If you are a returning subscriber, we want to thank you for keeping faith with us, for being part of this platform. And if you just run into our video and are watching our video for the very first time, we want to congratulate you for having the privilege of having our video come through for you. And as you continue with us till the end of the video, you are going to learn so much. It's going to help you. I will also call you to be a part of this platform where we share tips on parenting. We give tips on how to help take care of children that are having some challenging behavior, so that I don't get to a point where, because of knowledge of how to handle certain challenges with children, they get to a point where the children are being hurt or being malhandled or not properly cared for, and the government gets into action by taking them away. That will lead to further damage of the relationship. That's what we do here primarily. We discuss on all of that. And as you are part of us, we want to hope that you share these videos with others, help parents, help family members, help friends, share to other groups. Let them be part of this group, because we continue to bring information that will help parents on how to navigate through. And if your child is already in care and you are going through a lot of pain, you don't know what to do, we're also here to help you and to guide you, and also to direct you to where you can get support that will help you to get through the process. The reality is this: the fact that your child is in care does not translate into pausing your life. But I can assure you, if care is not taken, it can be the beginning of the bad news for your career. Welcome as we go through this process again. Now, you begin to ask yourself the question: what really happens when your child gets into care? How, in what sense does the child being in care affect your career? The decision for your employer to decide whether you continue further with them is entirely a prerogative. It's not yours. That's number one, particularly if you work in care. Number two, you may have dreamt about a particular job that is so important to you. You've been praying all night, working all through, working your hours, doing study, and you went through the interview, all the thing is done, and it's now time for them to do your background check because of the sensitive nature of the work. And then it is discovered that you have your child in custody of the government. What that simply means is that, particularly if your work has to do with children, it means that because your child has been taken away into care for one reason or the other, you are not qualified to provide support or services within the children's setting. Your employer may not even necessarily want to know the reason why that is happening, because they're not going to give you the chance to explain. They will create one reason or the other, and you are laid off work. That can become a very big challenge that a lot of people have been battling with. Your child gets into care, you're having an issue, and you don't know how to go about it. While you are battling with that, on the other part of it, your job is taken away from you. You are asked to go on a compulsory leave. It's a big problem that you need to work around so that it doesn't happen. For instance, when the child is taken away, there is no how any parents that have lost their children to care will tell you that they are happy with it. On the facial part, it is very easy to say, you dismiss and say, okay, now you were living in a big apartment before, you are paying more, you are spending so much, the kids are taken away from you now, you have your money to yourself and all of that. That is not true. Even when that happens, the value for that money you are going to be saving or whatever you have with you will lose value because of the challenge that will come with it. There's going to be the constant blaming. There's going to be this acceptance that you have failed as a parent. This may be happening on the inside, you don't tell anybody, and that can lead to depression. That's a very key issue. You can continuously warning yourself up, and every night there will be cry. There's going to be that vacuum in the family where the child that you feel disturbed and that got to a point where the social worker or whatever take over, the child protection service come over to take them. There's a place that child occupies in that family. The moment that child is taken away, that place is vacant. And you see them that there's a place here, there's a vacant position here. This child needs to be, if it was here, this is exactly what has happened. And now that the child is not here, it brings back the memory again. Well, as you battle with all of this, you can't imagine the kind of pressure that will come with you the moment your source of income is cut off. That can become very huge. Now, your employer do not need to know exactly what happened. They can just decide and feel that the moment it is discovered, the next thing you're going to hear is the HR is calling you and they feel that you're not going to be functioning properly anymore. You're not the right friend of mine. You need to go and sort yourself out and they relieve you. Whatever happened to you after that is none of their business. What the employer cares about is that they want their job to be done because they are paying you for it. No employer wants to keep you at work when they know you are not going to be 100% there. And they continue to pay you. They're going to relieve you of your job. One of the reasons why you are going to probably be laid off is that they understand that you're going to be missing out of your duty. Do you understand that now? That will affect you because you need to attend calls, you need to attend session, you need to attend to your case meeting where they'll be discussing all of this. And that is going to be taking a huge part of your life. For instance, a date is fixed for your court. It has no business with your rota system in your workplace. You're going to miss out. And if that continues to repeat, your workplace is going to be suffering it. And that is one thing the employer will want to factor into what the decision they are going to take. Number two, it's going to also have some mental impact, your emotional impact in your well-being. You understand with me that you need to be mentally sound, emotionally stable to be able to do anything at work. If you have your mental state tampered with, you are not mentally sound to work, there is no how any employer will want to keep you there because you are not fit to work. You're not going to give you 100%. You may be messing up around with, particularly if you are working with a sensitive environment, that is going to be a good place. Another thing again is going to be the fact that it is discovered. It's going to cause a lot of gossip. That is one truth that people don't understand about. Before you, they told your child is in care right now. Oh, what about it? Oh, we're sorry about that. We are sorry. They will say all sorts of things about the child protection services. The moment you move, the next thing you're going to be hearing is that don't talk about, don't mind her, don't mind him. He doesn't have capacity, and then he has lost all the kind of thing that he's been informing about here. So he does not even have what it takes to be a parent. The child has been taken away. That alone can cause you problems. On the other part, it can also be that you've got a job, like I said earlier, and there is a need for a background check to be done on you. Once it is discovered that your child is taken into care already, you cannot be allowed to come into that. Particularly if you're working in government jobs, you're going to work in a place like care of children and all the vulnerable people. They feel that because you do not have what it takes to be able to take care of your children, that was the reason why the government came for your children. And for that reason, you are not fit to go and take care of other children. And your employer might silently relieve you for that reasons, just because your child is in care. It can be very huge. But the question is, we've had a lot of nurses, we have a lot of people who have built their career very well. Because you are a nurse, you need to be taking care of people, particularly if you're a pediatrician and you do work with children and all of that. The moment it is discovered that your child is no longer with you, you are not fit to work. And that is one reason why you must watch out so that your child do not get taken into. Now, the question you'll be asking yourself, what is the legal position? What is the place of law in this? The fact that you do not have any criminal record against you, you don't have any criminal thing established by court that you have committed this criminal offense. Are you supposed to lose your job because your child has been taken from you? No. But whether you like it or not, the position of the CPS, the Child Protection Services, is that even when they take your children, it should not impact on your job. It should not impact on your career. But the reality is that people can be biased. People can have their sentiments. People can be subjective in the analysis. The person who takes the decision of sacking you is not the government. Even if the government, there are persons that are there. And these are discretionary. They can decide and say, on the basis of this, we are relieving him of the job because he's not fit to work anymore. That biasness can come. People can prejudice. And all of these are things you do not have control of. The reality is that when your child is taken into care and you've lost out and your job is still there, and nothing has happened yet, the social services have not even called, the child protection services have not even called your workplace to sell anything, you're not moving into a new job before they can say they are doing background check on you, and because of that your child is in care, for that reason we cannot allow you. If all of those have not happened to you, there are tips that I want to share with you today. If eventually your child has been taken into care and nothing has happened to your job yet, that job can still be lost. The little money you are getting and you think you're happy and you think anything can happen because you are there now, you think that job cannot be taken away from you. Even when you are dutiful, you are doing your job, you are very hardworking, you are not missing from your job, you are not calling sick, you are coming, you are punctual, you are doing your job very well, clients are not complaining about that, that job can still be lost. And so there are a few things that I want to share with you this moment that you can help you in preventing you from losing that job. Number one, don't talk about your case at work. A lot of people, when they get to work, oh, I want to share with you, I have a problem, my child has been taken into care now, I don't know what to do, it's impacting on me, I'm having some mental problem, and everything is happening, and all of that. You need to be very careful. You have to document everything that is happening. For instance, you're having a meeting of absence. You are very, very absent. You don't come to work anymore. In the last 1 year, you've not even been absent, but because the moment they take your child away into care, the next thing the HR is registering now, they are seeing that you're no longer coming to work anymore. They are taking into that. That's a problem. Another point again you need to take is that the moment the child is taken into care and that's already impacting on you, you need to seek quickly professional help that can save you from all the brains. You need that. That is very important. You need to be helped, because if you gradually walk into depression, it becomes worse for you. And that is the first thing that can happen, because the moment you do not know how to manage the emotion that comes with it, and you gradually walk into depression, it becomes another challenge again for you. And then it will impact your performance at work. Once that is discovered, they are going to take you out and they are going to take you away. And if you are feeling that way already, is going to become a big issue. On the other side, it is possible, it is not a law by government, it is not allowed by the law, but some persons who are going to be handling your case can also become so attached to your own case that they begin to treat you unfairly. In that case, you need to seek redress immediately. I'll give you an instance. An individual, which I'm aware of, the child got into care, and then the person that was assigned at that point was just at the point of entry. The child got into care at session 20 when the child was given accommodation for. It has not been given session 31, which is a full care order. And what happened was that the person that was assigned, the assigned social worker to that child, happened to have link with the country of that child. And because of the kind of treatment that social worker had, or rather had, with the parent from that country, the father happened to come from that country, she doesn't want to hear anything about anybody from that country. And so when you mention it, unfortunately for this family, the social worker that was assigned to that child, because you don't have control of who becomes, eventually come from that family, and he was handling everything, making sure that the child, the parents, they are punished. Even when there were ways or reasons to help the process, to see how they can reunite the family, that was not taken into consideration. Everything was done to disadvantage of the family. But eventually it was pushed, and as the family will be lucky enough, that lady will discover, that social worker will discover, and was moved out of it. Just one beautiful thing about it, the government, when they discover that there is biasness on the part of any of the government staff that is standing in for the government, when they discover that this exactly person is tailoring to and it's not being fair, they take the person out of it immediately. And that was exactly how the child eventually got into another social worker assigned to that child. And when the social worker got in, it brought human feeling, human face to it, and eventually things happened and the child was brought back. Now, this is one thing that nobody talks about. People don't talk about all of this. People don't talk about people that have lost their job. They just say it's happening in the government. And the first thing that you do when such a thing happens is to go after the government, talk ill of the government, talk so many things about it. There are persons that are carrying out the rule and regulation, they're carrying out the laws. Some of them can be biased, they're human beings, they can be subjective in their analysis. But when you discover that such is happening, you raise alarm to help you so that you can be guided on how to be brought out of it. Otherwise, if your child is in care and then it tells on you and then nobody helps you, you don't seek for help, and until you graduate into depression, that can be very deadly. So this is a little I can share with you at this moment, because I didn't want to take this video beyond this level. And helpful to you, want to enjoy you to share this with friends and family members. Like and share, and if you have any comment you want to pass about this, whatever you want us to discuss about, or any place, any decisions that have been taken in your own area, maybe your child is in care, you're not comfortable, you don't know how to approach it, you can leave that in the comment section and talk to us about it, and we can get back to you and see how to direct you to the right place where you can get the kind of support that will help you in all of this. It can happen to anybody. That does not really mean that you are a bad parent. It's just because there are a number of things you're not aware of that made you to commit that thing that made a child to be taken into the bed. It has happened already. It is not good for you, even though it has happened, that you allow more mistakes. What you need to do, you're not doing them, and the child is taken, and then from there, another mistake is done that will get you into further pains. We're here to help you as you continue to seek for help. Thank you very much for being a part of this program. Share, as I said, like and comment. To the next episode. Thank you very much as we get back to you in the next episode. Bye for